indoor sport that'll really boil you. Step into the old 10-pin emporium with Bill Stern. Bowling's the nation's #1 pastime with more practitioners than golf. Probably because it isn't so easy to lose the ball. Now, you don't have to be as good as Sally in our alley here to enjoy the game. Many a novice uses what's called the bumps-a-daisy approach. Then, there's the walking on eggs method. This is the guy who sneaks up on him. 7 come 11. And here's one of those side-wheeler artists. This gal uses the Pavlova, or toe dancing technique. Since it's always the management's policy in this here world of sports to bring you the best, step up and meet Ned Day with 31 perfect match games. He's been All-American 6 times, World's Individual Match Champion 5 times. Here's the medal to prove it. Now let's see what he's got that makes him the Kedling King, starting with the grip. Make sure that the thumb hole's not too tight, or you may find yourself minus your hitchhiking finger. Span the ball comfortably with a hand, but don't stretch. Now the middle and third fingers should fit easily. Next, the approach. The ball swings forward like a pendulum using 4 steps delivery. Now, the champ comes forward with something new and different. It's a regular blueprint for strikes laid right out in the alley. We call it the rangefinder, and it's just about as good as radar. The arrows indicate where to spot the ball on the release. The number 2 arrow's right in the groove for bowlers with a normal hook. Don't aim for the pins. Oh, no. Aim to lay your ball in the alley, right in the strike zone. 1 or 2 boards to the right, or 1 or 2 boards to the left of the arrow, depending upon your hook. Try it and watch your score soar. The middle line should be your guide when you're trying to pick off that lone number 10 pin. And when it's the 7 pin that wouldn't lay down, spot your ball on that last mark to our right. Bowling isn't so much a matter of shooting at the pins as it is shooting from the right spot at this end. Now let's see how it works for Dr. Day. Watch the ball going over the second slot. There she rolls, right into the pocket between the 1 and 2 pins, which is that good old strike zone, and it's timber! Well, this is a switch from pins down to pin-ups. They're hiding the lumber from Ned just to prove that you don't have to see the target if you know where to spot the ball. Now take it away, girls. It's like blind flying by instrument. Okay, Ned, spread your stuff and let's get a worm's eye view of one of the most beautiful hooks in the game. Now, let's get along to a couple of other spots. From his normal strike position, Ned moves over to his right to get the range for the number 7 pin. He's spotting the arrow, not the pin, aiming for the release point at this end of the alley. Listen, and you can hear a pin drop. Now for the lone 10 pin. To pick this one off, Champion Day shifts to the other side of the rangefinder. Sighting for the arrow, he goes into his kegling act. And the king of bowlers knocks off another that's chalked up in the spare column. The champ gives way to the greatest trick shot artist the game's ever produced, Joe the Fabulous Falcaro, the man who's bowled over 6,300 games. So set the pin, boy, and let Uncle Joe go to work. When Falcaro picks up a bowling ball, you got to have a crystal ball to tell what'll happen. Here he comes shooting for the 7 pin. That old trickster shifts the ball to his left hand and palms a shot. But bowling brethren, this one looks plenty wide. Look at that thing take the English. A curve that's round as a jitterbug's haircut. 2, 7, 8, 9, the old Republican split. With 1 pin set up halfway down the alley just to make the going tough. All right, music maestro, please, if you call this having what it takes with plenty to spare. To make this split, there's only one way, the hard way. But that doesn't stop our boy Joseph. Oh, no. Keep your eye on that number 9 pin for a neat takeout. This is what you call slicing it thin. Well, make up your mind. We can't wait all night for you to fall. Comes now one of the most sensational shots in his bag of bowling tricks. Sitting down with a ball in each hand, he rolls the first one from the right side of the alley for the number 7 pin. Now the left-handed shot for the 10-pin. An exhibition of the ultimate in control, timing, and all-around bowling skill. This one's called Skipping the Gutter. 4 pins in our alley and a 5th pin set up next door. Object is to clean off both alleys with one shot. Okay, Joe, let her go. Look at that first pin fly across for the takeout on the other alley. The insurance company canceled the girls' accidents policies when they saw this trick. If Falcaro falters, one of them goes down with a game gam, but what a striking picture. To figure this one out, the girls really have to put their heads together. Incidentally, if you want to try this shot, you got to furnish your own glamour. They're not part of standard equipment for bowling alleys. Might be a good idea, though. Everything on that alley except a candidate for Congress. This is Joe's version of making 7 the hard way. Okay, but even if you make the shot, you still got to clean up the mess. Now, is there somebody in the audience who will volunteer to assist the professor in his next number? Oh, right down there in front, the young man with the crew haircut. Joe, shake hands with Curly. He's going to give you a little help. You'd be surprised how little. A bit warm, he says. Well, okay, Curly. Off with a heart sharpener and Groucho Marx. Careful, Joe. You're bending the lapels. All right, Joe. Now you take Curly out into the alley. He feels more at home in an alley. Of course, Curly, this trick is really impossible, but Joe's going to do it. Hey, that is for the first time. Now, just spread out your feet, and, brother, what a head start you've got. All you got to do is hold a pin in each hand. With a head like yours, that makes a pin on either side and one in the middle. All right, Joe. Now balance a couple more on top. Just pipe the look on that guy's pan. Okay, Joe, let's knock this one off. Not you, Curly, the trick. There's nothing to be scared about. Joe's just warming up for the first pitch. Hold everything, Joe. Curly's building up to a nervous breakdown. Come on, Curly, old man. You got nothing to fear. After all, you're only risking one fractured foot. Even Falcaro couldn't possibly hit both of them. What this character needs is moral support. Call in the glamour department to bolster up his blood pressure. Just mention gals when he starts combing the hair out of his eyes. Isn't such a bad day's work after all, is it, Curly? Prettier than paper dolls and twice as much fun. Now what's the matter, Joe? Oh, you want him to keep his eye on the pins. Hey, Curly. Curly, you're looking at the wrong pins. Not theirs. That's right. The ones that you're balancing. See? Now, keep your head down. Oh, what a billiard ball his head'd make. Hey, what do you use to polish up that noggin, Curly? Simon eyes? Joseph, it appears from where we sit that this guy ought to take a powder. Bless you. Good son. Just put all your confidence into the fabulous Falcaro, and with moral support from the glamour department, you ought to pull through okay, Curly. Hold everything. Here it comes. Success. There goes the 5-pin, and there goes Curly. That's my cue. Here I go, too. So long.